Hello and welcome. This is the Greenbrier Valley Church of the Nazarene with your daily devotion. Today is Monday, November the 4th. Our devotion will come from the book of Esther. We will be in chapter 5 and we will look at verses 1 through 8. Here's the word of the Lord. On the third day, Esther put on her royal robes and stood in the inner court of the palace in front of the king's hall. The king was sitting on his royal throne in the hall facing the entrance. When he saw Queen Esther standing in the court, he was pleased with her and held out to her the gold scepter that was in his hand. So Esther approached and touched the tip of the scepter. Then the king asked, "What is it, Queen Esther? What is your request? Even up to half the kingdom it will be given to you." "If it pleases the king," replied Esther, "let the king, together with Haman, come today to a banquet I have prepared for him." "Bring Haman at once," the king said, "so that we may do what Esther asks." So the king and Haman went to the banquet Esther had prepared. As they were drinking wine, the king again asked Esther, "Now, what is your petition? It will be given to you. And what is your request? Even up to half the kingdom it will be granted." Esther replied, "My petition and request is this. If the king regards me with favor, and if it pleases the king to grant my petition and fulfill my request, let the king and Haman come tomorrow to the banquet I will prepare for them. Then I will answer the king's questions." And that is the word of the Lord. Our article today is titled, "A Banquet Gone Wrong." Our article today and this week is written by Bethany Aker. Bethany is the youth and discipleship pastor for the Central Church of the Nazarene in Olathe, Kansas. Here's what Bethany writes for us on this Monday. In this passage, the story of Esther is in some of its most tense moments. Esther and Mordecai knew of Haman's plot to kill all the Jews, and they knew they must act quickly so that their people could be saved. However, this passage leaves the reader with some questions. For instance, why does Esther ask Xerxes and Haman to a banquet just to ask them to another one for the next day? Scripture doesn't reveal why Esther delayed her request to a second banquet. Various solutions to this question have been proposed. Among them, that Esther lost her courage or that it was strategic maneuvering on her part. John Wesley felt it was divine providence, as that night the king couldn't sleep and thus rediscovered Mordecai's actions in saving his life. A life with God is like this sometimes, a bit messy, sometimes confusing, and leaving us with questions. Messy situations also often leave us wondering, what is going on here? I think we can take a cue from Esther. Press on, persist, and allow God to give us courage in the midst of situations that don't go as planned. Our hymn today is "All Your Anxiety" by Edward Henry Joy. All your anxiety, all your care, bring to the mercy seat, leave it there. Never a burden he cannot bear, never a friend like Jesus. And from the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 12. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. And this is your daily devotion for Monday, November the 4th. Have a blessed day.